Clock's trial began today, and reports from inside the courtroom indicate a shaky start for the prosecution. On the first day, prosecutors appeared unprepared, stumbling over their words, struggling to answer the judge's questions, and failing to present substantial evidence to counter the defense. Meanwhile, K. Flock seemed emotional as the day came to a close, an understandable reaction given it was his first trial. However, his legal team remained confident, whispering reassurances to him that they were going to win. In fact, his lawyers were so certain that they shared a message from Flock himself from jail.
I know you don't know, man. Flock, I know something you, man, like, free me to the guys, man. Hey, yo, like, I got real soon, so I'm going to pay my supporters, man. I love you, man. But when you got this, the dollars, man, for me, and do what y'all supposed to do, man. Yeah, money.
To understand K. Flock's release date, it's important to examine the details of the crime. According to court records, on December 23, 2021, rapper K. Flock, officially known as Kevin Perez, was involved in the fatal shooting of Oscar Hernandez. Surveillance footage shows Flock walking down a city sidewalk with two other individuals, dressed in a blue coat, a shiesty mask, and designer jeans. As he passed a barbershop, Hernandez, who was inside, recognized him and ran out, yelling, "What are you looking at?" Given their history, the two began arguing, exchanging heated words. As the confrontation ended and Hernandez turned to walk away, Flock quickly pulled out a firearm and shot him multiple times. Hernandez attempted to run back to the barbershop for help, but collapsed on the sidewalk. Flock immediately fled the scene, leaving behind shell casings and Hernandez's slides. Witnesses called 911, and paramedics transported Hernandez to a nearby New York hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. Initially, the NYPD had no leads, as the shooter was masked. However, after reviewing security footage, they turned to the public for assistance, posting an image of the suspect online. Unfortunately for Flock, just hours before the crime, he had posted photos of himself wearing the same blue designer jacket seen in the footage. Fans quickly made the connection and exposed him online. Realizing his time as a free man was limited, Flock hired a top defense attorney, met with him, and voluntarily surrendered at the NYPD's 30th precinct. His lawyer later issued a statement, explaining that arrangements had been made with law enforcement for his surrender and that they had begun reviewing the case. After receiving the prosecution's evidence, Flock's legal team argued that he had acted in self-defense.
When the guy hits the ground and is found, he's got a loaded that was in his pocket that his hand was on at the time. So we consider that to be self-defense.
So he did take even in self-defense?
That's what the allegation is. You know, I don't want to talk too much about the details of the case.
Okay.
The government claims that he pulled it. But at the same time, the person that was ground had his hand on a illegal loaded.
Okay. So without saying too much, you're arguing obviously self-defense.
That could be one of the arguments, self-defense, and I would say to the public, if somebody's walking up to you with a loaded, it's pretty clear he's going to use it, with a criminal record a mile long. Do you want to get or do you not want to?
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't hesitate to hold it.
After the NYPD released their statement on the incident, they suggested that the shooting stemmed from a long-standing rivalry between street teams, largely due to K. Flock's deep-rooted affiliation with a Bronx-based crew. Flock had a history of street-related activity and had built a reputation that gave him significant influence. However, his notoriety also made him a constant target for retaliation from his rivals. As a result, his name quickly became tarnished in the rap industry, leading his best friend to say,
"Okay, but so I saw some fans who were off at both me and academics after K. Flock got locked up just because I guess, like, you know, in our tone when we talked about it, you know, it might have seemed like we were being a little too presumptuous. But is that weird for you? Because I'm sure you see people all the way from rappers to whoever acting like, you know, your boy is just done and that he's cooked in the situation.
People, especially people that don't even be knowing, like, Y'all don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
This ultimately led to his reputation taking a hit in the rap industry, with his best friend, rapper Top 5, speaking out when K-Flock was sent to jail. At that time, Flock had a message for his fans.
Talk it up, Flock. Talk it up, my guy. Soon come home, man. You got these little boys walking around with no tools, Flock. They need you. They need you, Flock.
This event ultimately led to Bobby reacting to FL's case, demonstrating his response to the situation.
What's it like for you watching the K-Flock thing happen? That's crazy. Next big artist coming out of New York.
I love Flock, so that's my guy.
Okay.
But, I'm wishing him the best right now, you know what I'm saying? And, for the alleged charges they pushing on him, you know what I'm saying? I'm wishing his family the best. I'm wishing the whole team the best and everything, you know what I'm saying? And I hope he beat them alleged charges. Because he got a lot of future brightness. He got it. I hope, you know what I'm saying?
That would be a sad story if that's the end of it.
So we ain't gonna think like that, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta stay positive.
As Clock's lawyers were preparing his defense, he was hit with additional charges when a federal grand jury indicted K-Flock on multiple new racketeering conspiracy charges, commonly known as RICO charges. The news quickly spread online, with fans reacting in shock, stating, "K-Flock just caught a RICO, it's over." DJ Academics also weighed in, saying, "Feds just unsealed an indictment on K-Flock for a RICO charge. The mandatory minimum, if he doesn't beat those charges or snitch, is life in prison." Meanwhile, K-Flock still faced state charges that kept him behind bars, drawing comparisons to how the feds handled YNW Melly's case. Echoing similar sentiments, Boozy commented, "When the feds want you, they'll do anything to get you."
They want you, they want. I knew they wanted him bad when they waited for that law to get passed. So it'd be 8-4. Oh, right. Yeah. They waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah. They could have been took him to trial. Right. They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man. You don't see how he didn't get a bond after a years.
K-Flock's lawyers responded to the RICO charges, stating they were not surprised by the federal indictment, as they had been fighting Kevin's state charges for over a year. They emphasized that the original incident was a clear act of self-defense and argued that the charge was weak from the start. However, they found it extraordinary that it was now being used as the basis for a federal penalty. According to them, video evidence clearly showed Kevin attempting to walk away from the other person before being confronted, only using an item, to defend himself when an armed team member of the other party was about to pull something from his pocket. Despite this, the feds appeared determined to build a case against K-Flock by any means, even targeting his co-defendant, Sticky. DJ Academics reported that the authorities approached Sticky, urging him to testify against K-Flock, but he refused, allegedly telling them, "I'll see you in 30 years. He later shared an Instagram post featuring himself and K-Flock on the street, captioning it, "Did stuff at RL together, guess we gotta defend our freedom against these people together." They said, "Tell us about Kevin, help yourself. 30 years is a long time." Well, guess I'll see you in 30 years. While this showed his loyalty to K-Flock, it also highlighted the serious risks involved, as at least 15 individuals were reportedly being targeted in connection to the case, making it highly likely that someone might cooperate with authorities. This situation drew comparisons to Lil Durk's case, where early reports suggested people were snitching on him. However, those claims later proved false when it was revealed that his co-defendant, OTF Vanani, had actually filed for protective custody. This revelation surfaced after Vanani and Durk appeared in court together, catching the attention of Durk's close friend Bezu, who urged everyone to stay calm.
Don't know what's going on, but them people that's in the courtroom, man. For real. There'll be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what's going on for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird. That's what I'm talking about, man. Like, first y'all into the jail, going out there, let y'all do more money up there, man. Snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on for real. Some of my kids, y'all really just be running. That's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because you motherfuckers, y'all be trying to get them put under the jail.
Amid all the ongoing developments, K-Flock himself finally made an appearance through a FaceTime call with his friends from the outside. While it's unclear how he managed to access FaceTime while in jail, photos from the call suggest he appeared visibly worried, possibly even struggling internally. He didn't display the usual confidence fans were accustomed to seeing from him, instead looking distressed as he faced the weight of his legal battles. The call was brief, lasting only about 20 seconds. And while the footage cannot be shared, due to copyright, the images alone provide a clear glimpse into K-Flock's current state and his emotions regarding his case.